Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be going over the top teams for the Plague Creeper Dream Realm boss. If you're on Hell mode, we're going to begin by talking about the teams which are the most effective for Hell difficulty. And then briefly after we go through those, we will begin showing you the endless teams in action. Okay, so this was the team which did the best for Raguto at a free-to-play resonating level. Reinier in front of Sinbad, Sonya buffing up both Sinbad and Mikola, and then the twins. And he used the twins at Legendary Plus and they were working. It is going to be blue-haired Elijah in the front and Lila pink-haired in the back with the Blade Summon spell. This is a great team option if you have these heroes built. And another very similar team option, which is also really effective at clearing Hell difficulty, will be Hugin in front of Sinbad, Reinier in front of Sonya, just for their charm bonuses, and the twins with Elijah blue-haired in the back and Lila pink-haired in the front. We can take a look at the positioning. It is going to be with the Surging spell. This is where it was doing best, and this has one of the highest clear rates even at a lower resonating level if you have these heroes built. If you have Hugin and the twins at Legendary Plus, you can give them a try. If they're working, that'll be great, but of course the higher ascended, the better chance you will have of clearing with this team, but it is a very good high clear rate team even at lower levels. Okay, now as for a budget team for the Hell difficulty, that is going to be this one with the Frostfall spell. It will have Smokey in the front, Reinier behind Smokey, Reinier position swapping the OD, Sonya buffing up OD and Mikola with the Frostfall spell. This is going to be a great team option if you have Reinier at Mythic Plus. The other heroes here, most free-to-play players would even be building up. And so hopefully you can put together this team if you have Reinier at Mythic Plus. If you don't have Reinier at Mythic Plus and you're on Hell difficulty, then this is the best, most recommended team with the Surging spell. Smokey is going to be buffing and healing up your team. Lily May and Odie both buffed up by Sonya for their damage, and Coco for the protection for your team. You can even try a team like this for Endless if you don't have Reinier. However, I think if you made it to Endless today, you're probably going to have Reinier on your account, because free-to-play players, they would have needed Reinier in order to clear the Hell difficulty today. Okay, now we're going to begin showing you guys the Endless teams. We're going to lead it off with the most, like a great budget version. It's going to be Illusion Phraesto in front of the Reinier, and you're going to have Odie being buffed up by Sonya, and Sonya also buffing up the main Phraesto in the corner, with Mikola up in the upper left corner with the Blade Summon spell. This team was come up with by Elysion, and actually I believe this is a team which was even run in some, like, maybe yesterday's or the day before boss. Basically, this is a pretty good team concept. Odie is a damage dealer, Phraesto and his Illusion also going to deal high damage now that we've made it to Endless, Mikola for the attack buff, and Sonya to further buff up the Odie and the main Phraesto. Like, basically a very high synergy comp. Specifically for the Plague Creeper today, it won't be, okay, we have the HP bar going way off the screen, but this team is not going to be competing for the top ranks, because when you want to compete for the top ranks of Plague Creeper, especially in Endless, you're going to need Talene or Harak. Those are the teams which are dominating the most in Plague Creeper because of the AoE damage of Talene, as well as the really high damage of Harak and crit clearing of all of the summons. So this is going to be a 44.2 billion damage team. Definitely, if you were running this team and you have Talene, you can swap out Odie for Talene. That can be a good option for you. Because usually Talene is just considered the better damage dealer here, but this is the more budget version, and that is why I wanted to show that team. Okay, we're going to move on to Half Moon's team. Another kind of budget free-to-play version. Main Phraesto in front of Odie, Illusion in front of Bonnie, Smokey up in the front, and Sonya buffing up Odie and Bonnie with the Blade Summon spell. Although you could even try this with the Harmonic spell. Basically, when we've made it to Endless, Harmonic spell is better for your HP per second damage deals like Phraesto and Smokey because it gives them more overall stats, but Blade Summon is better for your damage dealers who deal just basic damage like Odie and Bonnie, because their damage, and even Sonya, because their damage is not even true damage and not even HP per second damage. It is just either physical or magical damage. Okay, but this is actually a very impressive team. I think it is a great option for a lot of players, and it doesn't even have Reinier, so that is the good news. Yeah, so if you've made it to Endless without Reinier, then this is a great team that you can try. And again, if you wanted to use Talene, just think about replacing OD in these comps for Talene. That would be my recommendation, and it probably would do better for you. Basically, Talene will help you clear the Plague Rots more quickly in the Plague Creeper boss, but the damage phase when you're just attacking the boss, OD's damage probably is going to be a little bit higher than that. Okay, now we have the higher spender teams. This team is really impressive by Yoshi. This has no twins on it, and it is almost competing for the top scores out there. Like, it's very surprising. Main Phraesto in front of Harak, Illusion in front of Smokey, Mikola off to the side, and then you have Talene in the, again, to the left of the Illusion Phraesto with the Harmonic spell. This is a very effective team. The Harmonic spell is going to boost the stats even further of your HP per second damage dealers like Phraesto, Smokey, and Harak. Harak is going to dominate in Plague Creeper. There's no question about that. We can do like a Talene team testing at the end, like an idea I have for just Talene comps if you just have Phraesto and Talene, for example. But definitely you would want to run them along with Smokey, maybe even Mikola as well. Basically a very similar team to what we have here, and just one final hero maybe. Yeah. Okay, so this team has gotten up to over 85 billion damage, which is insane, considering the fact that it doesn't even have the twins in it. Now, the twins are going to be a part of the overall top-performing team, but if you don't have them and you have the heroes in this team, you're still going to be able to get an amazing score. There is going to be a lot of RNG in the Plague Creeper boss, as you can see, because it depends how quickly you clear all of the Plague Rots, but that is going to be 85.7 billion damage. And already in the top 3 position, even without the twin comp. Now, for the overall top performing twin comp, we're going to show that right now. The credit for this comp goes to Pokemon and Crow, who came up with it. And they're basically 2 versions. One is with the Harmonic spell, and one is with the new artifact, the Pay-to-Win artifact. Both of them are doing around about the same. For some people, the Pay-to-Win artifact for this week is getting the overall top score, but it also has more RNG. So this team, you're going to have the Illusion Phraesto in front of the Smokey, Talene to the right of the Illusion Phraesto, and you're going to have Elijah blue-haired in the back, Lila pink-haired in the front, Stellar bonded to the main Phraesto and to the Harak with the Harmonic spell or the new Pay-to-Win artifact. This is the team composition, as you can see. This is the overall top team of today. I'm going to do a run with Harmonic spell. With Harmonic, this has hit up to 90 billion damage. And with the other Pay-to-Win artifact, for some people, it ends up doing better, but I don't know how many runs you would need to do in order to get that perfect RNG. So Harak is going to devour the Phraesto Illusion at the beginning, and then from this point on, he's just going to be devouring the Plague Rots. Basically, for Plague Creeper, you're going to have to kill, like, basically, clear the boss stage as quickly as possible so you can begin attacking the Plague Rots again, because damaging these Plague Rots adds up to your score so quickly, and that is why the Plague Creeper boss, like, it has the highest scores we've seen in Endless so far. 21 seconds left, already to 73 billion damage. Yeah, it is on track to hopefully at 90 billion. With the Harmonic spell, it is more consistent. That's what people have said. But yeah, this is the issue. Like, the boss is gonna spawn, and there was some spawning time, right? And he didn't spawn fast enough, and so we didn't get the highest damage we could have gotten. And that is going to be 32 billion damage from Harak, 30 billion damage from Talene. So now what we're going to do, we're going to try exactly the same team lineup, and we're going to be running it with the new Pay-to-Win artifact, the Stormstrike spell. We might have to do a couple of skip runs. This artifact, it basically has value after the enemy loses a percentage of health, and I think it's good for clearing the Plague Rot summons particularly. I think generally speaking, this is not an artifact which will be great for boss content, but I think it's just because of all of these Plague Rots that it can get value in this specific boss. But for the non-summoning related bosses, I have a feeling that this artifact is not going to be the best option. But let's see. I think what it seems like so far is it has allowed us to clear the first Plague Rot stage quicker, and probably even the second stage will be cleared quicker, and that will allow us to get back to attacking the boss more rapidly, and then increasing our total score. Because yeah, like the problem with the previous run we did, we get a longer boss phase here thanks to that artifact. So it does look like that one is going to be getting a higher peak score for people. 88 billion damage on our first attempt. We're gonna try this a couple of times with the skip runs. Okay guys, we got a new record. 89.4 billion damage, which honestly, like, that is pretty impressive. And it was with the new pay-to-win artifact. Okay guys, before we end off the video, there were 2 new teams cooked up, and these can be really good options. For example, this team we have here fielded, Elijah in the back corner, Lila up front, and they're going to be linked by the stellar bond to Talene and Smokey. Main Phraesto in front of Talene, Illusion being buffed up by the Sonya, and Sonya buffing up Talene and Illusion with the new pay-to-win Stormstrike spell artifact. This team was basically designed by Daragon. And it is an amazing team taking advantage of Talene and the twins if you do not have, for example, Harak. Because otherwise the other top teams were all involving Harak. And after this, there is even another team that only uses Harak and no Talene, for example, that is getting a really good score as well. So I wanted to show you guys these final 2 options because maybe, depending on which heroes you have built, these could be the best teams for you. Now, in this team, I wonder whether it could work even at a lower ascension of the twins, because generally speaking, the twins can work at Legendary Plus, maybe even Mythic Plus, so you could definitely give this team a try even if your twins are a work in progress right now. It might end up being the best team for you. It probably will be, because this team has gotten, okay, it got 64 billion damage for me. I think we got a little bit of bad RNG, because this team has hit up to 74 billion damage for people. I'll do a couple of runs and we can take a look. Okay guys, we just got a run that got 72 billion damage after 1 skip attempt. Okay guys, now I'm going to show you the Harak team. It is going to be the main Phraesto in the back, Illusion in front of the Smokey, Mikola to the side of the Illusion, Sonya buffing up the main Phraesto and the Harak with the new Stormstrike spell. That is going to be the artifact of choice. Let's go ahead and take a look at this team in action. So this is a great team if, for example, you just have Harak and Phraesto, maybe you don't even have Reinier built up, and if you don't have Talene as well. This is probably going to be your best option. And then we'll just recap the scores, because the Talene team, it did get 72 billion after our first skip attempt, and so there is a little bit of RNG. So just keep that in mind. With all the teams you're going to see for Endless, you'll want to do a couple of runs to make sure you are getting your maximum score, because it depends a lot on the timing of you clearing the plague routes in order to begin attacking the boss again. Sonya is stuck, which she shouldn't really be, because there isn't actually any boss target. And that's going to be 65 billion damage. We're going to have to do a couple more runs to see the potential of this team. Okay guys, after 2 skip runs, we actually hit 81 billion damage with this Harak team, showing you just how crazy the RNG is going to be for some of these teams. But this is an incredible team. The fact that almost 81 billion damage with only using Phraesto and Harak in this team. This was the formation, by the way. Main Phraesto in the back, Illusion in the front, Smokey, Mikola, Harak, and Sonya. This is a great team if you're missing Talene and if you're missing even the twins or Reinier. And now if you do have the twins, maybe even at a lower ascension, you could give this team a try. And if you have Talene, this is going to be your greatest team option. It's going to be main Phraesto in front of Talene to give her energy, Illusion in the back being buffed up by Sonya, and then the stellar bond is going to be linking Talene and Smokey with the Elijah, the blue haired in the back, and pink haired Lila in the front with the new Stormstrike spell. So hopefully with all of the teams shown today, guys, you can get a top score in Plague Creeper. Let me know if there are any other teams which worked for you. You can share them in the comment section. Hopefully this was helpful. If you guys are not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe. We're on our road to 20,000 subscribers. Let's try to hit it before the end of the season. And thank you guys all for your support. If you want to check out my AFK Journey Discord server to chat with me and the community more, the link to that is in the description of this video. But I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now, and thank you for watching.